This is a lesson on pronouns. A pronoun is a word or phrase that may be substituted for a noun. A pronoun can do the same functions in a sentence that a noun can do. A pronoun can be the subject of a sentence, the direct object of a sentence, and the object of a prepositional phrase. In the sentence, "We went to the beach," the pronoun we functions as the subject of the sentence. In the sentence, "She was near the store the last time I saw her," the pronoun she functions as the direct object of the sentence. In the sentence, "Dan sits beside me at work," the pronoun me functions as the object of the prepositional phrase beside me. Can you see what's wrong here? Remember, the word everyone is singular. Because it is considered singular, everything that goes with it has to be singular. It is incorrect to say everybody must hand in their application. Because there's a singular subject, we have to change their to its singular form. The common way to change their when you have the non-gender specific word like everyone is to use his or her. Now let's take a look at this next sentence. Most dogs will bark when it becomes scared. This is at least an easier example. It's obvious we're talking about dogs, which indicates that there are many dogs. So the rest of the sentence should agree with the presence of many dogs. The sentence should not read "it becomes scared." It should read "when they become scared." Try to find the error here. Remember that some sentences do not have obvious errors. These are usually the kinds of questions that are at the end of the section. They sound perfectly fine. The error doesn't jump out at you. You need to look closer. This is one of those difficult sentences that you might see at the end of a section. Look at the pronoun it. What does it refer to in this sentence? A lot of people might think that it refers to the lock system. What are they replacing? The locks? The system? Later in the sentence, you see dysfunctional locks. Locks, not lock. Locks are plural. Because the locks are being replaced, the sentence should be, rather than replace them with a newer, safer lock system, if you see a pronoun underlined, be sure that you can match the pronoun to something else in the sentence. You have to be able to match it to something. In this case, the pronoun is wrong. There is a pronoun-noun-number agreement. It's not a singular it, it's a plural them. Where is the error here? Few issues in local politics are as likely to provoke widespread interest as that involving threats to increase municipal tax rates. This is another subtle error. The actual correct answer is C, that involving threats refers to few issues in local politics. The sentence should include "as those involving threats" for the plural. Remember, pronouns make up just one part of a category of English words known as proforms. Any type of proform might appear on the SAT. These will not be limited to pronouns like he, she, it, and they. You may see other proforms like this, that, these, those, and one, ones. With any proform, you always have to ask, should this be singular or plural? In this sentence, the leading roles in the play were performed by Jessica and, is it him or he? In other words, should you use a subject or an object pronoun? In this case, it's Jessica and him, because this is an object pronoun. It's coming after a preposition. Object pronouns are used after verbs or after prepositions. In the sentence, I don't know if Mary and blank can go to the party. Is it I or me? In this case, use I, the subject pronoun, because it's Mary and I can go. Pronouns in the front of verbs are usually subject pronouns. Here, the correct choice is the subject pronoun I. Here's an old important question. When do I use who and when do I use whom? The people who/whom were at the concert were enjoying themselves. Who is a subject relative pronoun, and whom is an object relative pronoun. Who is a subject relative pronoun, and whom is an object relative pronoun. Because people is the subject of this sentence, who would be the correct pronoun to use in this sentence. For the word who, there is a verb directly after it. For the word whom, we always use whom with a subject and verb after it. In summary, who is followed by a verb, whom is followed by the subject and then the verb. Let's take a look at this sentence. Do you see anything wrong? Mary agreed with Martha that her porch should be painted green. Nothing seems to be immediately wrong, but ask yourself, whose porch is it? It says her porch. Is it Mary's porch or is it Martha's porch? In this case, the pronoun her is an ambiguous pronoun. Mary agreed with Martha that her porch should be painted green. It's not clear who the porch belongs to. It could be Mary's porch or it could be Martha's porch. According to the SAT, this confusion amounts to an error in the sentence. Here's a case of pronouns being mismatched. If you want to do well in school, one has to work hard. The combination of you and one is incorrect in this sentence. Remember to use the same pronoun throughout the sentence. If a sentence uses the pronoun you, then the sentence must continue with the pronoun you. If a sentence uses the pronoun one, then it must continue with the pronoun one. I bought the designer dress for me because I had always wanted one. Is there anything wrong with this? Me is incorrect. If a subject is taking the action on itself, then the action must be done to the reflexive pronoun. Myself is the correct reflexive pronoun here. This sentence should say, I bought the designer dress for myself because I had always wanted one.